Hey it's Hersh and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting a brand new series where I draw your guys' OCs. Basically, the viewers are able to send me their OCs and I'll pick 2 to 4 of them and draw them. If you do want to send me your OC, then email it to me at hersheydrawsyt@gmail.com, but you do have to include the word OC in the subject/title of the email so I can go through old OC submissions as well. If you don't include it, then I can't see the submission when I'm filtering my email to make it easier for me to pick OCs later on in the series. Anyways, for this week's video, I picked 3 of my viewers' OCs. I'll be talking more about the OCs and their stories when we start coloring, but for now, here are the OCs that got picked. First off, we have Mizuki, the bunny nurse girl on the top right from Kaylin, Killjoy, the girl who's sitting down on the top left from Friendo May, and last but not least, Starlit Dream, who is at the bottom from Sparkle Draws. Also, I deeply apologize if my voice sounds kind of crusty. I've had a cold for the past week, and my throat is extremely dry, so I hope it'll be better by next week. I am feeling fine though, like I'm not feeling sick, so that's good. I did the base sketch off camera. I learned that my sketches are super rough and it's like really hard to distinguish anything with the way that I draw them. I think it's because I've gotten a lot more comfortable with sketching digitally. I remember before I always used to complain because I had to sketch digitally and then I used to put that into Procreate because I could not sketch digitally for the life of me. I think this is because with traditional art, I can only erase so many times before the paper becomes soiled, and unfortunately, the undo button does not exist in real life. Anyways, can we talk about the full body drawing for Friendo May's OC? It has been so long since I've drawn anything more than a bust, and honestly, I need to break that habit. I think I'm really intimidated by drawing full bodies because the way I draw them makes it seem like really unnatural and like it looks really fake and the proportions are really off. So I did change my process and I think it's a lot better now, and I would love to be able to draw those amazing dynamic poses with the weird angles and everything. And I have a bunch of references saved on my Pinterest as well, so when that time comes, we have plenty of references to use. Now that the sketch is done, I did the liner off camera because the filming angle would have been very comfortable to draw in, and we're starting off with the first OC, who's Mizuki. So Mizuki is a cute nurse bunny who's said to be super sweet but also a little lazy at times. I think the design is absolutely adorable and I love the outfit. This is probably the favorite OC that I colored in this video. I'm not saying in any way that the other OCs are bad, but I just like how this one came out a lot. I think I did the hair shading pretty well, which is also my favorite part to do. Because the hair was a whitish gray color, I used some purples and blues from the Artix pastel marker set, which I reviewed in my last video, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already, and I've been loving using them. I also liked how I left the highlights on the hair white without any coloring at all. I'm definitely getting a lot more comfortable with using markers as my main medium, and I'm more willing to experiment with them. Speaking of which, do you guys want more tutorials on how I use my markers, like how I color hair, skin, clothing, etc.? I've gotten some requests, and I'll probably put up a poll later on after this video is out to decide which one to start with, but that'll be another installment in my tutorial/process video series. Also, this is pretty random, but I have some fun videos coming out in the next 2-ish weeks, so stay tuned for those. At the time recording this, I only have 10 days left of school, which is crazy to think about. But I'm also really excited to finally get more time to draw. I've been drawing more lately because my main tests and exams are over, and we're not doing that much right now other than a couple of final projects. So anyways, as we continue coloring, I just want to say I love the outfit for this character. I honestly love the outfits for all the characters that I chose in this video, but like I think I've been really enjoying drawing those Pinterest vibe, aesthetic, Y2K type like outfits, and I think they're just so fun to draw because of all the details, and although coloring them is kind of a pain, I love doing the liner and sketch for them, and I think it's just really fun. Here, I'm finally shading the bunny ears and the cat. For the bunny ears, I use the same color as the skin tone to make it match a little bit more. And for the eyes, I think it was black, so I went in with like a purple and pink undershading, but then I did use my microns over that. Now as we got onto the final part of the drawing, I added blue bubbles in the background to help pull the color scheme of all the characters together. You'll see me do that more later for the other characters, but I'm pretty happy with how this came out. On to the next OC, Killjoy, who was sent by Friendo May. Their real name is technically Ryan, but their nickname of sorts is Killjoy. I wanted to draw them with this form and their whole outfit and mask on and everything because I wanted to add more variation in the spread, and it's been a while since I've drawn anything like this. It was also around this point when I noticed that all three of the characters that I picked to draw had silvery white hair. No idea how that happened, but I'm not complaining because like they look pretty good together and I think they make the spread look really pretty. Also, it was pretty easy for me to do the hair shading for all of them, although my grays might be dying now. But yeah. Anyways, I had a lot of fun doing Killjoy's costume because of the color scheme. I think I somewhat regretted using a dark gray to color the clothes as a base. I probably should have started off using a lighter one as well as some purples to blend, and then I would have layered it darker as I went on. But honestly, it doesn't look that bad, to be honest. Like I said before, markers do dry lighter than when you actually lay them on, so it didn't look as bad as when I first laid it on. I did go in with the black to do some of the shading on the shirt, but you can't really see that because the color is still very dark. On the camera, doesn't really pick it up that well. But for the other parts of Killjoy's outfit, I used the shade Honey from the Ohu skin tone set. If you guys watch some of my older videos, you know that this is my favorite colored marker. I used to use this color for everything: skin shading, hair, clothing, you name it. I used purple to shade the clothes, and I think it looks really pretty. I did mess up the mask at the beginning, so I went in with a white gel pen to fix it afterwards, and I think it looks great. I added some finishing touches to make the black details stand out a bit more with my white gel pen, and that was pretty much it. Now onto the final OC, Starlit Dream, who is sent by Sparkle Draws. The story for her OC is still a bit of a work in progress, but the main storyline is that she is an undercover spy whose mission is to learn more about the universe and the people beyond her planet. She is a high school student, and the story is set in more of a futuristic world, and I think the idea for the story is actually pretty cool. I love seeing more sci-fi related stories because it's pretty cool to think about how our world would be in the future and all the technology and gadgets that we would have. As for the drawing itself, I think I might have gotten the skin tone a little bit too dark. I wasn't sure what marker to use and what marker they were using in their drawing because I didn't have a shade between this brown color and the pale peach that I used for the other OCs. It did lighten up when it dried, which alcohol markers tend to do, and I think it looks fine right now. I also really like the outfit for her because it has a very Y2K aesthetic vibe, sort of. And I went for more purple shading on the entire drawing because I think it matches with the more cooler tones that the outfit has. For the hair, I did a pretty similar shading with Mizuki, the Bunny Nurse OC, and I think that went pretty well. Again, I left the highlights white like I did for the other one because I think it just looks better that way and more crisp. I also really enjoy drawing hair strands like clumps instead of just making it really messy, and I think that's something new in my style that I figured that I like drawing. Also, this is kind of random, but I really want to do a redrawing my old art sort of video because I think I've improved a lot with markers. I have all my old sketchbooks and I've been looking through them a little bit and I found some interesting pieces to redraw. Anyways, I think it'd be cool to see the comparison between my first marker drawing and my most recent one. So comment down below if you'd like that sort of video. Also, I tried making some parts of this video real time because I think it's more interesting to watch it that way. So let me know if you like that style of editing. Now that summer vacation is almost here, I'm hoping to upload every week or live stream one week and then upload another week. I'm also going on vacation soon, so I hope to film some videos in advance over summer so I can still post them while I am away. Also, please don't feel discouraged if your OC didn't get picked or anything. This is going to be like a monthly or once every 2 month series, so it doesn't mean that your drawing wasn't good enough. I was honestly really impressed with the art that I got, so it doesn't have anything to do with your art or drawing skills or your OC. I liked all the ones that I got, but I just had to pick some of them. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I added pink bubbles behind her and a purple shadow border for Killjoy. I think the page looks pretty good and 3/4 done with my sketchbook. So the sketchbook tour will be out by the end of June, hopefully. As always, thank you so much for watching. Bye!